Yo, 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 yo. We could get rid of this. And let's put this over here. Yo, what's up, chat? Chat, chat, chat. What's up, Jackson? What I'm about to do is pull up my live actually. Mr. K. What's up, Mr. K? So we're starting our live stream. We're gonna be going over basically the month with QQQ, SPY, IWM indexes and those natures. Let's get some likes in this live before we go over and do some recaps. As you see, I made over $2,000 this week, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. So I'm not gatekeeping or anything, but yeah. See you on Monday, sir. The green line and the blue line. The green line and the blue line. I wonder what you talk about with the green line and the blue line. But yeah, we're gonna be going over this week. So make sure you guys do like up this live. I just got on live like a minute ago. So yeah, here go like some really, really good consistent gains. We're gonna be teaching you guys on what I'm doing to actually become profitable. And one thing that I do like with options is you don't need a lot of money to become profitable. The only thing you really need is just consistency, to be honest. Like, there's gonna be days where it's gonna be hard, and there's gonna be days where it's gonna be easy. So if you're able to just like be in a position where you're not like focusing on trying to make quick money, day trading shouldn't be too hard, to be honest. That's in my honest opinion, because like for example, this month been so much opportunity. I know it's down right now. Like a lot of people may see that the market is down, but honestly, the best way to look at it is like look at this as opportunity. SPY is down quite a bit from where hold on. Okay, yeah, SPY is down quite a bit from its all-time high. So it's at 634, and year to date is down really low as well. So we're gonna just be going over this. There's probably not gonna be a lot of people in a live. I do notice like my lives, they don't really get a lot of people anymore. But I think that's because I stopped going live, to be honest. If I probably like went live more often, I'll probably get way more people, but sadly I don't anymore. But yeah, chat, we're gonna be going over it. Let's actually see with Spy this month. One thing we can do is just turn on this VWAP right here. So I'm about to turn on my second band actually. You know, it'd be interesting if I had another equation, like a third upper band or lower band. That would be really nice if I did have one. But let's just keep on scrolling until we get to the first of the month. Well, should we do February? You know what? Last stream I did do March, so what I'm gonna do is go over February too. We only get February 23rd, but we can just start on the 24th. But yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. All right, so this was a pretty interesting day. As you see, when we opened from Tuesday, we actually just got a sell off. So like there was technically nothing but a sell off. But one thing that I do see is that it's opening up pretty low. One thing that you're gonna see that is really, really common is every time we open up low, typically we get bought back, like we get bought up to at least the second band. No, the first upper band, not the second upper band. This one, but at least to this upper band. So sometimes I do notice like that does appear quite a bit. It's vice versa when it happens also the opposite way and opposite direction as well. But one thing that I could say, it most definitely happens quite a bit when it's oversold in the morning. Typically only in the morning though. Like it helps throughout the entire day. As you see, this day was more like bullish than bearish. As you see, holy, I'm just like talking to myself in here. Dang, TikTok actually hates me. Encouragers. Guys, if you do join, make sure you guys do share. We're gonna be going over a lot of information. But yeah, I mean, this was pretty interesting. One thing that I could say that was pretty interesting about this is that, like, yeah, our strategy didn't appear, but one thing is, like, one thing I can always say is most definitely is if it opens up pretty low, you can actually start buying up calls to bet that it would go up. Now it just really depends. The only question is, like, when are you gonna buy? Like, typically I like buying calls when it's under the lower band. So say if you was to buy calls right on open, right around here, you would have been in a really good area. As you see, it passed its VWAP with an aggressive candle, and when it passed this VWAP with an aggressive candle, it went straight to the upper band. And when we got that close on the upper band, look what happened. Straight up just passed it really aggressively. But yeah, I mean, that's also pretty good. I wouldn't have traded this, to be honest. I'm not really trading. Like, one thing that's difficult is trading multiple strategies at one time. Like, the start of this month, I was trading multiple strategies at one time. But the only thing about it is that, like, it's pretty hard to manage trades because, like, say hypothetically you're getting in a trade, right? And that trade that you're getting in, hold on, that trade that you're getting in, you have a TP, you have your stop loss. Imagine if two strategies appeared. You trade options, yeah, I trade options. What's up, COD? We're getting a lot of people joining right now. Make sure you guys like up the live. Shout out to all of the people who is liking the live because it helps the live a lot. But this is gonna be like a day where I'm typically not going to trade. You don't gotta be rushing in positions. The only reason why you don't want to rush into positions is because, like, typically whenever you try to rush in positions, you take bad setups. So that's specifically why I don't trade on days like this. Even when I know it's gonna go up, it doesn't matter. What strategies do you use? I use basically volume based strategy. So I use VWAP quite a bit with my strategy. We're gonna be going over it this month. So here go Wednesday the 25th. Wednesday the 25th was pretty dry as well. But we open up pretty high. What's pretty interesting is we have a bullish day the previous day, and this day, as you see, the day it seems like this week is just starting off bullish. One thing that I could say about days like this is whenever you have bullish days, a lot of the times it correlates itself. It comes back and comes to a really good level, or just like the next day would be a sell off. You're gonna drop a vid on it on your TikTok. If actually just go to my YouTube if you wanna go and actually learn about it. Go to my YouTube videos. I'm actually live on YouTube, so if you guys want like a bigger screen to watch it on, hit my YouTube. But as you see right here, this is a pretty interesting day because it keeps on going up and it's Wednesday. So typically whenever it start going up, going up, typically it does come and correct itself by having a sell off. So that's something that I do use. Like, I didn't go through this day, but I told you guys, like, that's what happens when the market is just typically going up. Just like, for example, Tuesday and Wednesday, it typically drops at the end of the week. So at the end of the week, that's just typically when it's gonna like drop. As you see, we got this huge drop right here. But that typically just what happens whenever we have more so bullish days. Definitely days when it's like two bullish days in a row. Like, look at this. This actually, let's see how much this went up from yesterday actually. So this went up 2% in 2 days. So basically, if we're averaging it out, a percent every single day. Uh, but yeah. So typically, when I would say it would drop, it's typically Wednesday or Thursday. Friday, I don't really trade on Fridays. The only reason why I don't trade on Fridays is, like, I do notice my strategy does appear, but I lose more often on Fridays. So I just do not like trading it, to be honest. I rather trade on days where I'm going to have like an edge and I'm going to have a way more bigger advantage of winning. But as you see, once this opened, this went straight to our second lower band, and this is the second lower band, basically this yellow line right here. And then we did get some buying pressure off of this second lower band, but we fell right back down. Typically, I have this band on, so it say hypothetically it starts to fall down, right? If it keeps on falling down, obviously, um, if it keeps on falling down, give us continuation off of the lower band. I'm already predicting that it's gonna keep on falling, keep on falling. And as you see, we're going to go to our strategy. These are days where I didn't trade, but we're gonna go to our strategy and you're gonna see like the difference. But here go a Friday. What I'm gonna do is just ignore the Fridays because I don't trade on Friday. But here go another Monday. So as you see, this is actually a huge gap right here. So as you see, the gap actually starts right. This is the entire gap right here. So all right here is after hours activity. So typically, what affects after hours is futures, which what is it actually called? That is something good to know because a lot of people don't like it. The after hours not random. It's ES. I don't trade futures. I just trade options, but it is also good to know that. Like for example, a lot of people don't know like some basic stuff with options, and that's not good to know. Definitely, well, not good to not know because you just basically trading blind. But as you see, Monday we got more of a bullish day. Monday I did not take a trade. My strategy didn't appear, but that first week of the month was really really good. So let's actually come over to this day right here. So as you see, we have a really really nice day right here. As you see, this is gonna be a day where my strategy actually does appear. So we get like good price action above the VWAP, but drop on a lower band, and then we hit all of our TPs. So what we're gonna do is mark where we would have entered our positions. We would have entered our positions right here, and we would have got out of the positions right here. So this would have been a pretty solid trade. And with the trades that I am taking, I trade with a community. So basically, we just all trade together. It's really more easier trading with a community because you're able to actually make money and then you're able to get different outputs. Like, for example, here goes somebody in the community making pretty good, consistent gains right here. Here go some more. This person bought one contract and was able to make 30% off of it. Here go another one. 184% is really good. 184. Then a 99%. So a big reason why I like trading with a community is because, for example, it's way more easier to trade with a community because like you it's more better energy. I like the energy it comes with. The energy that you have within a Discord is way more comfortable to like just get in trades. If I'm not familiar with certain news, it's crazy. I was actually in a trade last week, right? Last week, no, yeah, no, this week. This week I was in a trade and it started going up. It started going up, and I was like, it was some abnormal buying. So basically, it went up like $2 in like 60 seconds. Like it's like some what is it? When Jerome Powell is speaking, you know how they just the market just start moving, 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 moving. That's what happened, and I guess Trump tweeted about trying to end the war, and the market just reacted really, really good. I actually have a video on that, so if you guys do want to see that, it should be on my YouTube and also on my TikTok. So, and I was the only reason why I knew is because somebody in the Discord said sent the post. So it's like you have eyes everywhere in the market. What is your Discord server? If you want to join my Discord, you can actually join for free in my bio, But yeah, it's pretty consistent. As you see, here go $193 in a day. And what we do is day trading. And here goes something pretty good. As you see, this is options. In the past week, they went up 10%, which is pretty good. It's all really about consistent gains. And then here goes somebody making $500 in a day. It's all really about consistent gains. If you guys can trade consistently, that's all it really is. How do I join your Discord community? You can join in my bio actually. Make sure you follow the account. If you follow, yeah, make sure you follow the account. But just click the bio, click the link in my bio, and you should see it. Should be Equity Society. You can join for free. Here go another day, right? Another day, as you see, our strategy does appear. When our strategies appear, you want to take the trade. You don't want to miss it because, say, hypothetically, the way to look at it is if you do not take a trade with the strategy with the month, look at it as like you're missing a day of work. You get what I'm saying? You're missing a day of work, and obviously, if you miss days of work, they're not gonna pay you for it. And the market doesn't really give you paid time off. The only way it give you paid time off, if you want to look at paid time off, is through your long term positions. Like right now, is literally one of the best times of the year to start investing long term. So that's what me and the community is doing. We're finding different stocks. Like for example, XLF is something really good to invest in. That's basically an index for the military sector. And I've been investing quite a bit. It actually beat SPY last year in gains. So hopefully it can do the same thing this year. Obviously, investing in these big companies like SPY, QQQ, Palantir, NVIDIA, Meta, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Tesla. You want to invest in like basically a lot of stuff right now because right now is going to be some of the best times through the entire year to actually invest. Or a whole lot. What's up, family? What's up, family? Thank you for joining the live. Shout out to the 8 people who's joining the live on TikTok and the one other person who's watching on YouTube. I'm dropping just so much information right now, but here go another day where my strategy does appear, and this is going to be a pretty good day. Like the thing is, whenever you get in these trades, you want to be in these trades and you want to have a good spot to buy at and a good spot to sell at. Is this options? Yes, this is options. So I only trade options on indexes, basically SPY, QQQ, and IWM. I feel like it's a little bit more easier to be honest because it's only so much some a option can go up and down. So as you see right here, we get our strategy to appear right now. The thing is, I do have as you see, I have this upper band, I have this lower band, and I have this other lower band. A lot of people do not have this on at all. So whenever somebody just turn on VWAP, this is what you're gonna get. But since my strategy relies a lot on volume and price action, I do have like instead of having a set stop loss, I wouldn't say I have a set stop loss. My stop loss really moves with the volume and VWAP, specifically with the VWAP. And I do have my own equation that I do use for a stop loss because obviously you don't want to just be selling in random spots. Definitely, if you're investing with your strategy relies a lot on volume. Volume can change throughout any type of day. So, like, say if it's news, right? You're gonna typically have more volume, and vice versa. If you have vice versa, if you have like a day where there's no news, no nothing, it's gonna be typically lower volume. What do you think about AMD calls for next week? It's fun fact. I actually don't trade anything else but indexes. So when I say indexes, it's not every single index. It's actually just SPY, QQQ, and IWM. My strategy is not really meant for individual stocks. You could possibly use it on individual stocks, but from my experience, It worked really, really best for just indexes that is getting a lot of orders a day that is gonna fluctuate over time. Things in that nature. TP on first, VWAP in second. Yeah, you already know, huh? Could tell you must be in a Discord or you join the lives. But yeah, as you see, this would have been a successful day buying at 680, able to sell at 683. Hold on. 680.88. So technically $2. Not a whole $3, but we get $2.20, which is really good. But as you see, it does come all the way up. Like I like to have my third TP at the highest part of the day. But as you see, we are in a position where it's gonna be hard to like not sell all of your positions. Do you do calls? Do you do calls? I want to know them. Yeah, typically I do a lot of calls. I sometimes trade at the other side. Sometimes I trade the other side. Like for example, what day was it? I think it was Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday I traded puts and I made quite a bit of money on it actually. Hold on, let's actually go to the day. So here go to trade check-in. Where was the puts? Yeah, so it was QQQ puts. So we traded QQQ puts at 184. We bought it at 184 and we was able to sell at 345 as you see right here, which is really good. I think I made like $600 this day. So it's pretty good. And another thing that I really do like about options is you can make so much money off of a small amount. You don't need a lot of money to start making money with options. Can I join a Discord? Yeah, you can join a Discord. It's actually in my bio. You can join for free. Um, but yeah, with options, it's like that's what I do like about options because I was able to make six figures a year with options alone just from a $600 portfolio. Like the amount of money you can make with options is actually insane. And definitely if you have a consistent strategy that's giving you high gains in day trading because for example, anybody who trade options, if you say you can't go up 10% in a couple minutes, they're obviously don't trade options. Or you can literally get lucky and get 100%. You get what I'm saying? Now, you don't want to build your strategy off of luck. You want to build it off of consistency. But one thing that I do realize is luck is going to run out. Consistency is going to go throughout the entire year. So, like, for example, this month kind of been more so on the downside, downside, downside. But I was calculating my strategy on SPY, right? And I noticed that this had a way more higher win rate. Guys, if you guys was to guess the win rate for this month, we're gonna actually go over this month this live stream, but the win rate is actually insane, guys. The win rate is over 80%. The last time I calculated it did have one losing day um after, but then I remember on Thursday, my strategy did appear, and this is the Thursday that just happened this week, and it won. So that's one thing that I do like about this strategy is even when it's starting to go down, you know when to buy calls and you know when not to buy calls. So we're gonna actually go over that. But as you see, like days like this, for example, a lot of people would just end up selling right here. But typically, I don't like say for example, the price keep on going up and it's staying above this upper band. I'm automatically gonna think that it's that it's trending. Typically, like whenever I'm in a trade, like say for example, I'm in a trade, right? I'm in this trade, and I'm holding runners, right? I'll typically hold runners till 7:30. And what I did notice is 7:30 is typically the time where it starts to reverse. So, for example, if I was to hold my runners all the way up here, this is 680 all the way to 686. Now, the fact that it went up basically $6, well, a full $5, you're already getting over 100% with this day. As you see, it doesn't come below this VWAP, so I wouldn't have any reason to sell. I tried to hold a contract till the end of the day, and depending on how much money I'm investing, like for example, the account that you guys see right now, I'm doing a account challenge. The account challenge is $1,000 all the way to $10,000, and the goal is to get the $1,000 and turn it into $10,000. With days like this, I try depending on how many contracts. Like for example, I'm still early in the challenge, so I'm not able to buy a whole bunch of contracts. I'm not able to buy a whole bunch of contracts. So sometimes it even build discipline to just try to hold until 11. Typically with 11, that's when I'm done with my day. As you see, this is six. This would have went up $6. So this would have been like for sure a 200% gain. But you know what? Let's actually calculate our win percentage. As you see, this is the third, and this is the fourth right here. So let's actually go towards let's actually calculate our win percentage. What I'm gonna do is, since this is giving us like 200% minimum, what I'm gonna do is count this as two wins. The low P. I don't typically trade futures. I'm a day trader, so what I basically go off of is just the volume within a day. So not really the volume on other days, but even with the stock price, like say if the stock price is actually falling down, right? I'm not gonna enter in positions if it's just falling down. All right, it really depends on the volume that I'm getting with the day if it's going to show. Holy. All right, here go actually another day. So the another day, our strategy does appear, and we get really good price action above the VWAP. And once we get that drop, um, as you see, it's giving us our positioning. It's giving us our positioning. So we would enter around here. So as you see, we're gonna have our two TPs. It's always good to sell at the VWAP. If you sell at the VWAP, it's basically just keeping making sure you taking profits. Like for example, if you're up 20%, it's always good to just take out money, because say if you have like $1,000, right, and you have $200, it's good to just capture money. You don't want to be in positions where you're up like 50%, you don't take anything out because you're trying to get 100%. Because if you don't control your greed, you're just gonna be in a position where you're gonna end up losing a lot of money. And definitely with small accounts, I do notice with small accounts, they're trying to get a really high percentage, and it's only so much the market is gonna go up until it fall down. Like there's not gonna be days where, like, I be thinking it's crazy how some people be holding their position and getting 1,000%, and they have multiple cons. Well, typically they don't have multiple cons, but a lot of traders, definitely new traders, they try to hold up to 1,000%, which is not really realistic. And the only reason why it's not realistic is because you're just gonna be in a position where you're not gonna. There's gonna be days where it's gonna give you 1,000%. There's gonna be days where it's not gonna give you 1,000%. Like I wouldn't say I get 100% every time I trade. There's some days I do get 100%, but then there's a lot of days where I don't get 100%. I'm not really looking for like I need 100%. I'm not gonna make any money. You want to be in a position where you're actually just trading throughout the entire year. So if you can just trade out through the entire year, like for example, all last year was pretty good, because like for example, I would say like my only bad month last year was April. Within April, you can tell a lot of people was quitting trading. A lot of people didn't want to trade because it was just a little bit more difficult. Um, Hey, if you was to start trading options with a strat, would 300 be good? With my strat, to be honest with you, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Starting off with 300 is gonna be very difficult, because how many cons are like I'm about to. You know what? This is look at it. This is gonna be your day. This is gonna be a pretty good day for you. So, for example, with the contracts, I like to typically buy. I'll say the contracts are getting a little bit more expensive from last year. One thing that I do notice is every single year these contracts are getting a little bit more expensive and more expensive, and then delta is getting more lower. Which is we don't got to worry about that now, but in the future we're probably gonna have to start worried about that. But let's just say with this position it costs $100 per con, right? Now, for example, we buy our cons, right? And what we have is a TP right here. This is gonna be our first TP. We already went over that, and this is gonna be our second TP. Now our second TP is gonna bring us 682.37 all the way to 684.53. Now the thing is, if you was to have $300, right, and buy only three cons, you're investing 100% of your account. So one losing day is gonna really affect you way more because you're not gonna have enough money, or you're not gonna have that same amount of money to invest into your next trade, because you're gonna if you lose, you're kind of fucked. You're basically vulnerable to one loss. But $1,000, yeah, I would say $1,000 is more better. Actually, I'm doing a $1,000 to $10,000 challenge, and I'm at 4K right now. So $1,000 is not a bad area to actually start off with. That's what I personally agree with. But but this is it really depends. Like whenever you're starting off with a lower amount of money, you got to be comfortable making a lower amount of profit. Like for example, if you have $100, right? Like this is just the difference between 100 and 1,000. If you go up 50% on $100, it's gonna be $50. But if you go up 50% on 1,000, it's gonna be $500. So you see how the percent doesn't really change, but the amount does. The amount, the capital, the profit does. But as you see, this let me actually put this somewhere else so I can like see it a little bit better. That's better. But yeah, this would have been a really good successful day, as you see. I wouldn't typically say we would have got this gain. I would have just say we would have for surely been able to sell somewhere up here, and then we would whenever I'm in positions, I tried to hold them throughout the day. But if they cross the VWAP, there's really no point of holding. The only reason why there's no point of holding is because like what's the point of like holding a position and you want it to go up more and you already captured your profits? Because for example, you would have sold for the strategy, you would have sold at the VWAP right here where I marked, and up here. So once you sell up here, you're basically not holding a lot of positions. You're just holding like a couple positions. Typically, I like to hold only runners. So at max, depending on like, say if I was to buy 10 cons, up here I would hold like 2 to 3 cons at max. So that's what basically runners is you keeping money in the market. Did you grow your account to 4,000 with just this strategy alone? No, I was actually using different strategies. I was basically, how many strategies could I say I was using? Three different strategies, but honestly, with those three different strategies, I was actually losing money. I was just going over that a little bit more earlier. Whenever you're trading multiple strategies, I do find it a little bit more difficult actually to trade. So it's best to honestly just trade one strategy and call it a day. And definitely when you're trading with not a lot of money. If you're not trading with a lot of money, all you're doing is just setting yourself up for failure. Just because you like, for example, say if two strategies appear in one day, right? This is actually a problem that I did have, but I didn't have the capital issue. I had like just selling and buying. But let's just do like, this is not a strategy, but let's just say once it hit the VWAP, you fall down, right? Now the thing is, you can be in two strategies, right? And like, let's just say hypothetically, you want to start shorting this position, right? Say if you start shorting, right? But then out of nowhere, your call strategy appears, right? And your call strategy appears, but you're still in puts. Yeah, you would have lost on calls, but that means you're kind of messing up your win percentage and not taking the trades. Like for example, Wednesday is a no. Thursday is a really great example of this happening. We're gonna actually go over it because I was actually using two strategies and I ended up losing. I actually had the account on I actually had the account at 5K. So and I lost like $300 off of trying to trade two different strategies at one time. So whenever you're trying, like definitely if you're not already profitable, you should just focus on one strategy because it's gonna make things a little bit more easier for you to understand, and also doesn't make sense to trade two strategies if you don't have a lot of capital. What time frame do you use? I use the 1 minute. Do you backtest your strategies? Yeah, I backtest my strategies. But that's just a pretty basic example of why you should only just trade one strategy. Like for example, for me, trading two strategies, I wasn't able to profit off of the upside. I only profited off of the downside. Whenever you're not taking trades on your strategy, you're affecting the entire month. So you don't want to be missing days. Friday, I don't trade, but we're gonna actually go on to another day. I think Monday was a day actually. Let's actually go to Monday real quick. What was Monday? Monday, the 9th. Here go another good question thing. For example, all right. So with this position, it is pretty good. I did get in calls. I didn't really make much off of the calls to be honest, because this is exactly why I have two different TPs. But as you see, I made more money off of puts, so I was able to capture off of puts, and I did make some money off of calls, but it was base two, three. It was basically 20% off of the calls. So as you see, we was in this position. We got the price action above the VWAP, and we get a drop. We got our drop. When did I actually buy? I bought at 642. So I bought right here, literally right here. So 642, I was able to get in positions, right? Now, this is exactly why you have two different TPs. The reason why we have two different TPs is because days like this happens when it hit the VWAP, but it completely rejects. As you see, it hit our TP and it completely rejects going down. Whenever you're selling your cons and you're selling half of it, you're basically making like half of the day. You're just making sure the position, you're not losing in the position, and you're also making money as well, because like I personally feel like it's more better to like make more money than break even, or be in a profit than break even. And the thing is that the more you trade, the more you're going to be able to invest, and the more you be able to invest, the more money you're going to obviously make off of these days where it only hit the first TP. As you see, it hit the first TP, making us 20%, and it dropped. As you see, it dropped to our basically break even. I was down a little bit more, but I wasn't losing all of the money that I did make. What's your ratio on the strategy that you have? It just really depends. Like you can't really say like a strategy have a win rate, but if you was to just use the entire month, with individually SPY, it's like 83%. We're actually gonna be going over that. What do you mean by day trading challenge? So the day trading challenge that I'm actually doing is it's a challenge where I'm taking a small account and I'm gonna take it to $1,000, and I'm bringing $1,000 up to $10,000. So $1,000 to $10,000. I've been posting the trades for free for quite a while. Like for example, I post a lot of trades for free on my thread, and I post when I enter, then I post when I exit, and I just update the account, update everything through thread. I'm actually getting tired of thread, so if you guys do want to follow, my next entry is most likely going to be posted on X, because thread is like, that platform is pissing me off. But yeah, here go a pretty good day. Like this is exactly why we have two different TPs. Realistically, we would have sold up here. We would have sold half of our positions. It did reject, but even though it rejects and it comes back up, I wasn't able to get these gains. As you see, I wasn't able to get these huge gains, but it's always safe to like be in a profit instead of just guessing. But what's up, Cat and Ice Cream? We got Peter John. Thank you for the follow. Actually, I appreciate it. But what we're gonna do is add a check right here. Richie, thank you for the follow, Richie. Guys, give up a thumbs up if you guys are getting good information. Give like comment a thumbs up or just an emoji if you guys are getting good information. So here go Tuesday, 9th, 10th. As you see, I traded Tuesday as well. We got a really good gain. We're gonna go over the gain. Light work. Okay, we got people in here that is watching and just listening. It's always good. Like I like talking about stocks. So as you see, our strategy does appear right here. It appears pretty good. Um, I would just say the only thing about it is just patience. This is gonna be a day where you have to worry about your patience. And when I say patience, sometimes you're gonna be in trades for a longer amount of time. When I say a longer amount of time, I'm talking about like you're gonna be in the trades for like an extra 15 minutes, and you're gonna have to keep on waiting, keep on waiting. What's up? I want to learn. Okay, you're in the best life to actually learn. So we're gonna be just going over this entire month with my strategy, and I'm gonna show you basically how predictable the stock market is. But thank you for joining. Make sure you guys do share. If you guys share, shout out to everybody who share. And like for example, MWABG, shout out to him for sharing out the live. But let's get back into it. We get our price action above the VWAP, which is what we're typically looking for first. But as you see, we do get a drop on a lower band. Once we get that drop on a lower band, this is what I mean by, for example, we're gonna do long term, like not long term, but like more so, we're gonna be in a position for a little bit more longer. Like as you see, the previous days that we went over, it was more quicker. I focus on dividend stocks. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Like I do a lot of dividend stocks too. I always say like a lot of people, this is a lot of people mistake with trading. Sometimes people will make $1,000 with trading in a day, and then after they make the $1,000 in a day, what they will typically do is just straight up, they will just straight up like straight up spend it all. They will spend it all. They don't really understand what they're doing. They don't reinvest their money. They don't care about how they made the money. They just try to spend it all. But that's, I can say that's like um, social media propaganda. Like I do notice that when people typically make money, like it's more common. Like if you make money, you gotta spend more. And when people spend more money, they just go into more debt. Like they go buy big ass purchases that they made because they got quick money. You don't want to treat your money like that, because like the best way to look at it is treat money like plants. You want to plant your money and let it grow. And time is something that is really valuable, definitely right now. Like if a lot of people should be investing right now. This is literally one of the best times to start investing. Um, but yeah, you don't want to treat your money like that. Like for example, I'm investing in a lot of stuff right now. Typically indexes, so it'd be good. So you're trading VWAP bands? Yeah, typically I trade VWAP bands in the morning. So one thing that I didn't mention in this live yet is I only trade in the first 30 minutes of the market. Now, some of you guys gonna be like, why do we trade in the first 30 minutes of the market? What the fuck? That's like the most randomest times. It's not really random. What I do like about trading in the first 30 minutes of the market is that, like, yeah, the option prices is gonna be a little bit more expensive, but it's more easier for that price action to fling back to the VWAP. So I do like trading in the morning. There's so much price action in the morning. There's a lot of volatility. And typically, the people who trade in the morning are big institutions that's investing billions of dollars, millions of dollars, and even trillion dollars entities. So I do like trading in the morning just for that simple fact. I actually find it way more easier to trade options. Yes, Diego, I trade options in the morning instead of just trading randomly. Because if you trade randomly, it's just like I like having like a time base. Like you wake up, you just keep on doing this same thing. How you like the or I'm not too familiar with that strategy actually. So I actually created this strategy by myself. There's not a lot of strategies that I found off of YouTube. I always thought like if somebody used the same strategy that they found on YouTube that got like 500,000 views, I don't think it's that effective to be honest. 0 day contracts, yeah, same day expiration contracts. You trading meme coins? No, I don't trade meme coins. That's something that I don't typically do. So like I always say like if I start promoting meme coins, they got me and they brided me, guys. Do not invest in that shit. I'm just how much buying power do you recommend? I use on a 2K account. It just really depends. Like, for example, I actually have a video on risk management on like certain areas. So it's actually free in my Discord. You can just go on it and you can actually learn on how much money to invest in. And I explain why you want to invest in certain areas and why you don't want to invest in certain areas. So I would just recommend just join the free Discord and watch that. It's the risk management video. It should be free. So for example, if I go right here and go to onboarding, I talk about risk management, how to enter trade, trade examples, mistakes to not do. And this mistakes to not do is really really good because, for example, this is typically things that is gonna blow your account and make the Discord not profitable for you. Because the goal, obviously, is to have the Discord be profitable. And then system understanding, like a lot of people trade randomly. You want to be in a position where you're trading in a system. You don't want to trade randomly because it's only so many times you can trade randomly in a year. Yeah, you can trade randomly in a month, but if you start trading randomly in a year, I'm telling you right now, you're going to just end the year off unprofitable. And let's just say hypothetically you get that good year. Let's just say hypothetically you get that good year, right? That next year is going to wipe off everything. How many trades you take a day? I don't take a lot of trades a day. So typically, as you see, we're going over this strategy, and this is a win. We're gonna actually let's go over this, and we're gonna go over that real quick. So as you see, it hit our second TP. Typically, my third TP is gonna be the highest part of the day, which is up here. And when I say highest part of the day, not the highest part of the day opening hours, I'm talking about the highest part of the day after hours. So after hours is typically where I'm gonna have the highest. This typically where I'm gonna have my TP at. And say hypothetically we was to hit that, I would try my best to hold till the end of the day, or until it crosses the VWAP. So as you see, this is where I'm gonna sell the rest of my positions. But the only time I really invest, I don't really take multiple trades a day. You want to be in a position where you just take one setup a day. So this is actually a win right here. So as you see, all of our trades that we took in, we only got wins. So as you see, I counted this as 2 wins because this is a really good day, and we at minimum got 200%. We can actually, this is 675.87. This is another $6 gain. So what I'm gonna do is add 2 checks right here. The only reason why I'm adding 2 checks is because you're getting 200%. And it's not hard to get 200%. Like last week, I got 200%. It just really depends. Like you want to be in positions where you hold the positions just a little bit more longer. Like instead of selling all of your positions at one TP, sell them like the more the market go up and up and up and up and up and up. There's actually a book like that. It's like sell a term. It's called you want to sell like a ladder. But yeah, here go just a pretty basic day. It goes pretty good. But let's go to the next day. The next day is pretty interesting. Now, this is gonna be a pretty interesting day because like I said earlier, I trade in the first 30 minutes of the market. I don't just trade randomly. I trade only, you want to trade in a system. You should be doing the same thing day to day to day to day to day to day. As you see, I got in this position, right? And well, I didn't trade on this day because there was no position. There was no position, so whenever there's no position, you want to be in a position in trading where you don't have to force a trade. If you have to force a trade, right now in this live, I'm telling you, you just quit trading because you're just gonna be basically just donating your money if you feel like you need to force trades, or like if you just want to get into a trade because you need to make money. Just stop trading because honestly, there's no hope. I wouldn't even tell you to buy like a Discord or anything because there's no amount of Discord that's gonna help you if you just need to keep on getting into trades, keep on getting into trades. Now, I'd be lying if I say there's not strategies that appear every single day. But typically, what I do notice, if you're in a strategy and it appears every single day, typically the win rate is a way more lower. And there's going to be months where you're going to be unprofitable, and there's going to be months where you're going to be profitable. I like strategies where my month is going to be profitable. So that's why I don't trade every single day. I made a strategy where it doesn't appear every day. It appears whenever it appears. The likely of it winning is really, really, really high. So as you see, this would have been a day where I don't trade. As you see, we don't really get a close on a lower band until 7:25, and as you see, that's outside of my window. So days like this, I would just make $0. But then again, a good way to look at it is like you make money long term because say hypothetically you invest your profits into your long term portfolio is way much more easier just because like for example once you have $100,000, right? I would say once you hit $100,000 things get a little bit more easier with trading, not trading in general but just investing long term. You start to see like because you'll be in a position where you think like if this keeps on going up where this gonna be at in 7 years, you know, because there's days where I lose thousands of dollars a day, but there's days where I make thousands of dollars a day, and where I invested originally, I'm way up. How much do you put into every trade? It really just depends. Like on a challenge account, what I'm doing is risking up a lot per trade. But typically, if you are like, for example, say hypothetically, I was to just lose this $4,000. I always say this to my members because it's pretty good to know. Say if I was to lose the $4,000, I could just get money out of my banking account, put it back into the Robinhood, and restart. A lot of people can't just put money back into their Robinhood. So what I always tell them is just risk the same amount for like a month and start upsizing every month, upsizing every month, upsizing every month. If you invest the same amount every single day, things get way more easier. But this is actually gonna be an interesting day. But good question though, and thank you for the follow and shout out to all of the people who's being active in the chat. Like I appreciate you guys a lot. Um, as you see, this is another interesting day. As you see, we do get our price action. This would have been a losing day though. I'm not saying this strategy is invincible, but you're gonna basically see how many times it wins, and you can see how many times it loses, and you'll be like, wow, like why did this strategy wins a lot of times and it lose? That's the point of having a strategy. Um, really that. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it a lot. But as you see right here, we would have got our positioning right here, right? I don't typically sell at Wix, so even though it hit the VWAP, I wouldn't have sold right here because I trade on Robinhood. It's gonna like trying to get in a field at Wix is damn near impossible. But I would have been. This is when I would have sold my position. I would have had a loss. So this is actually not even going down an entire dollar, which is pretty good because as you see, whenever we win, we go up multiple dollars, and whenever we lose, we don't go up. We don't go down multiple dollars. If I have 715 bucks in my account, what would you do per trade? It just really depends on the strategy. It have a lot of. It's not as simple as that. Like if $700, if you want my advice, I would just advise you to actually join my Discord. It's actually free. You can join my free Discord, right? And I actually have a risk management video there for so if anybody trading under $1,000, under $500, I have risk management videos specifically tailored for a different amount of capital you have per trade. So you can actually join this for free. You don't gotta pay for anything. So it's in my bio. It's Equity Society. But yeah, this would have been a losing day. And as you see, our losing days is not comparing from our winning days. So what I'm gonna do is make an X on our losing days and make a check mark. Like for example, here was our last previous win. This was our last previous win, right? And then compare this win to this loss. That's how a strategy technically supposed to be. Whenever you lose, you don't want to lose all of the money you make. You get what I'm saying? You don't want to be in a position where you're losing like all of the money you make because well, then what's the point of you winning? Because you're just basically breaking even. You want to make more money than you lose. So that's why I have the strategy built like this, built off of volume and off of the VWAP because it really just helps when you're going to be in a position if you're going to hold or not hold. But yeah, this would have been a losing day. And this is Thursday. Here go Friday. So as you see, Friday is actually days where I don't trade, so we don't trade. I appreciate the follow. I'm actually getting a lot of followers this live stream. So shout out to all of the people. Guys, like up the stream. Get us to 1,000 likes if you guys are actually liking the information that I'm giving. I feel like I'm giving out so much good information. So make sure you guys do like up the live and follow too. I also post about my trades. For example, I do live trading. So when I say live trade, that basically means like I trade the time when I would get in a trade, I would do everything live. There's no delay on my Discord. I don't know if there's a delay on TikTok, but the delay on Discord is a way more less because, for example, when I say I'm getting in a trade, you're gonna see the same exact thing that I'm seeing. So it's kind of really hard. Shout out to the live for getting us to 1,000 likes. I appreciate it a lot. But here go Monday. Monday is pretty interesting because we don't trade. I actually remember this week, so like we're gonna do this week pretty fast because I know I didn't trade this week. There was actually an entire week of this strategy where I didn't trade, but you're gonna see like it's really good because you guys gonna see like the next week it was actually insane. That's how I was able to make $2,000 this week. But as you see, no price action all above the VWAP, no drop. The drop is right here, but it's too late, 740. So we're obviously not trading past the first 30 minutes of the market. Here go another day. Price action really high. We get price action above the VWAP, but we don't get a drop until 8:30. We're not trading that because past our window of trading. Here go Wednesday, kind of the same thing. We do get a drop, but it's at 7:13 past our window, so we're not trading it. And then here go Thursday. Thursday, same thing basically happens. We get our price action around this time. And then we get our drop right here, which is 727. So typically we're not gonna do. I thought the market opens up at 9:30. I mean, no, you're right, but basically what it is, what is it called? Um, I forgot the definition, but different parts of the world they have different time. Even though it's the same time, but it like for example in Texas right now it will be 9, 10, 11. It will be 11:35 right now. Right now the time for me is 9:35 p.m. It's different time zones. That's what it's called. It's different time zones in the world. I live in California, so I'm in Pacific time zone, PST. You might be in a different time zone. So obviously you're not in California in a different time zone. But yeah, you are right. It does open up at 9:30. So look at it like this. My window of trading in your time will be 9:30 to 10. After that, I'm not getting in a trade. But that's a good question because that could get people confused actually. So shout out to him for making sure like everybody is on the right page. But oh my gosh. Um, as you see, here go Friday, we don't trade. Now Monday, this is actually the week that I'm actually showing off because Monday was a really good really good week. This is the week where I made $2,000. I really made like $1,600, then made $600, then I lost like $300. But it was this week actually, so we're about to go over this week. This is the most recent week in trading, so let's get go over it. So Monday I actually didn't trade. Monday I didn't trade because there was no position. There was no position. As you see, we got this huge candle right here. Seems like something to do with news, to be honest. But I didn't trade because, as you see, price action. Then once we get a drop, it's all the way at 9:30. Typically, I don't do that. Thank you, 3 a.m. Scars, for the follow. I appreciate it a lot. And some of these people, if I'm not pronouncing your name, I don't know how to do it. So what I'm gonna do is just do. I'm gonna just call you Law. I'm gonna call you Law. Thank you, Law, for the follow. I appreciate it. Ice. Yeah, I'm a Ice. Thank you, Ice, for the follow too. Now Tuesday we actually traded. So you guys can actually go on to my TikTok profile because I actually posted the live trade. I was fucking hyped with this day. This day I made $1,600, and as you see, we get our price action above the VWAP and we get our drop. This was a pretty interesting trade because it dropped to our second lower band. Typically, when it dropped to our second lower band, you don't want to get in a position, but you don't want to get in a position if it continues. Like, say if this candle kept on going down and it made more, and it made another candle right here, right? I'm not gonna get in a position. That is basically a position you don't want to get into. But as you see, it typically reverse, and I was able to get into the positions, right? I got in the positions, and we got in this trade. This trade was really really good, really easy. All we had to do was just wait through this time, and I was just thinking, I was like, there's no way this is gonna drop. There's no way. Because like the way that I look at it is like within this month I had like before this day I had an 86% win percentage. I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna end up losing this day. There's no way. But as you see, we was able to sell out our first TP, which is our VWAP right here. Is anybody on here on YouTube? Oh yeah, we got some people in here on YouTube. Shout out to all of the people on YouTube actually watching right now. We got into this trade, right? We was able to sell right here. Then I sold up here. After we sold up here, now I was just waiting on for it to go higher. I was actually in the only reason why I made so much money on this day is because I was trading SPY, but I wasn't only trading SPY, I was also trading IWM. IWM actually gave us a really 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 high gain. So shout out to those. All those minute candles. Yeah, these are 1 minute candles. That the belly lower low. I don't know what you mean by that, Ice. I don't know what you mean by that. Can you give me some trades? I'm teaching you how to trade. Just pay attention. Would you rather just be handed a fish, or would you rather learn how to fish? But as you see, this went up hella. But this is actually the day when Trump was like, "Oh, we're gonna get rid of we're gonna try to end the war," and it actually ended up going up quite a bit. So I kind of got a really good gain. As you see, this is a $5 gain. Just right here, wait, 650.80 to 650. Yeah, this is a $5 gain. So I was able to get this huge gain with this day. I actually do appreciate it. So what we're gonna do is add 2 check marks right here. 2 check marks basically represents 200%. The only reason why I put two is because, like, for example, I will just count a 200% as multiple days because, like, say if you have $1,000, you get 200%. That's basically $2,000 that you're making in profit, right? What is the average stock price you trade to make 1,500 to 2,000 profit? It just really depends. Like, with the challenge account, it would be a little bit more difficult to make $1,500 to $2,000 a day. But the question that you should be looking for is where you're at right now. You get what I'm saying? So, how much money do you have in your account, and how much money are you investing per trade? Like, do you have an idea or no? Um, you trade futures? Futures? No, I don't trade futures. I trade options. I'm at 54,000. Oh, then 54,000 should be good when, like, I have a $50,000 account. I actually have $50,000 in my IRA. Yeah, it's a retirement account. I was trading options in my retirement account. And the easiest way to make $1,000, well, 1,500 to $2,000 is honestly investing like 5K to 6K per trade. So if you can just do that, it would be good. I wouldn't recommend, but it just really depends if you're a beginner. Like, for example, I would just say at average, um, I would say like every winning day is gonna at least be a 30% gain. If that's $5,000, that is gonna be around $1,000. Do you trade with margin money? No, I don't trade with margin. No, I have a cash account. Even if I had like $25,000, it just makes more sense for me to do a cash account, to be honest. And I don't trade multiple times a day, so like I wouldn't really need margin. If some people use margin to trade multiple times a day, I don't typically do that. But I mean, like, it just really depends. Like, I have this one person in my Discord. They trade with $10,000 a trade. There's days where they make $10,000, and it's pretty rare for them to only make like $1,000. Like, well, I would say when I was investing $10,000 per trade, that was last year. Trying to remember the month. I'm pretty sure it was the second quarter, actually. No, it was the third quarter. So when I was investing in the third quarter of $10,000 per trade, it's way more easier because like you go up 10%, you're up $1,000. If you go up 30%, you're up 30,000. No, not 30, $3,000. So that's what I do like about trading with $10,000. Obviously, it's you're gonna have to build it up, build it up, build it up. But that's one thing I do like about trading. The more money you make, the more money you can invest. The more money you can invest, the more money you will overall make. So here go on Wednesday. I actually didn't take a trade on calls. The way I made money on this Wednesday was through puts. So let's actually go to it real quick. Um, this March 24th. So um, yeah. So it was through puts. I'm pretty sure. Wait. Oh, this is the 25th. So this is 25th. I'm tripping. So the 25th, as you see, I was in QQQ puts, right? QQQ puts was pretty good. I was able to get like 60% gain off of QQQ. But QQQ and SPY looks similar. So basically, if I was on QQQ, this is what the gain would look like. I actually did this live too. I didn't post this yet, but make sure you guys follow. You guys gonna see the post. This is what it looked like. But this is the thing. Like I would say, oh my gosh, your live did not. Man, TikTok hates me. Why do TikTok hates me so much? I'm actually probably well, yeah. I'm gonna get off of live in a little bit because TikTok is not messing with me right now. Make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube because TikTok is so annoying. Holy TikTok, stop shadow banning me. Um, Typically, how long do you hold options? It really just depends within a day. Some days it can be like 30 minutes. Some days it can be 15 minutes. Some days it can be like 2 to 3 hours. It just really depends. But as you see, let's just say I took calls because you're only trading one strategy. This would have been a really quick trade. You would have ended up losing on this trade, but you wouldn't have lost a lot. As you see, you would have just lost 687. You would have just lost this small amount right here, which is not too bad because as you see, our previous win is really good, and like this is paying for multiple losses. But as you see right here, we're gonna no, not a check, not a check. It's X. And then Wednesday, then Thursday was a pretty good day. Thursday, our strategy, I'm pretty sure our strategy did appear. Yeah, our strategy did appear. So our strategy did appear with the price section right here. We get our price section right here. As you see, what we're going to do is wait for that drop. We get that drop, and then boom. As you see, the market exploded. The market exploded hella. As you see, we in literally 1, 2, 3, 4. Someone to ask that minute. I think it was Ice. This certain day you would have been in a position for 1, 2, 3, 4. You would have been in a position for 4 minutes, and you could have been done with your day, or you would have held more. They know you're giving gems to people, and they don't want more wealth for us. I know, and you know what's more crazier about that? I be seeing like TikTok live traders, right? And they be fucking scamming out their ass. They don't even give out information. They just basically fake trade throughout the entire day. They fake trade. They fake trade. They fake trade on live. And I was like, they're not in these trades. They're not doing none of that. And then with me, I'm not even in a trade. I'm just doing a recap of trades that I already did. And they don't want to put me on a For You page. What the hell? Doesn't make sense. And this live was doing good, pretty good too. I low key. Shout out to all of the people who did join. Shout out to the people who followed. I'm gonna be live. If you guys do want to see me live, I honestly don't really like short form content. You know, actually, you know what? I'm about to expose their industry, guys. You want me to tell you why you guys are like not being able to like learn a lot of stuff? It's because of fucking social media and short form content. I don't go on short form content at all. Like when I say short form content, that shit is toxic, guys. When I say that shit is toxic, oh my gosh, like it's so toxic. When I started posting on short form content, I started to realize how toxic it was because you can't really learn from short form content. A good question to ask you, I'm gonna ask you guys. How many how many videos do you remember that you watched yesterday on TikTok? You guys found me on TikTok, right? How many videos do you remember that you watch? You literally putting stuff in your brain, your subconscious brain, and not even remember anything. So if TikTok want to ban me, they got a toxic platform. And you know it's crazy? I feel like that's the goal. They want your brain to be toxic. They want you to just be filled up with bad negativity and confusion because it makes them be in a position where they can influence all of your decisions through short form content. So like, fuck, fuck, fuck TikTok. It's probably because I don't be on their platform. Hold on, chat. Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys real quick. Cause like what I be talking about, I be preaching. I be preaching, guys. I be preaching. Look, chat. Hold on. Let me make sure you guys can see. Look, this is my screen time. Wait, is it this camera? It's this camera. You see that? Basically 2 hours within a day, right? Look. Oh shoot. Look at basically the time. On Instagram, it says 28 minutes. On Chess, right next to it, it is 25 minutes. And TikTok, 17 minutes. I've been live stream for 1 hour on TikTok and only consume TikTok content for like 17 minutes. And the only time I'm on TikTok is if I'm posting, or on Instagram is if I'm posting. Don't be on TikTok. It's a toxic platform. Not just, well, you know, yeah, don't do it because like they want to shadow ban me. So like F them. And like TikTok is not really on your side at all. Like they try to control you. Like I'm probably about to get off this live stream and go do something. There's gonna be a lot of people who's gonna get off this live stream and just like actually just stay on TikTok. You guys should just like actually see how toxic TikTok is, and you guys are gonna be like, oh my gosh, what the hell am I doing? But yeah, this would have been like a pretty good day as well. As you see, this is actually paying for a loss from the previous day. You notice how like we lost within this day? We lost within this day, right? And the thing is we lost and we can't really do anything. And you're not gonna have 100%. You're a real one. I need your other platforms. Yeah, most definitely. Just go onto my YouTube. One thing that I do like about YouTube, I feel like with YouTube there's more flexibility. Like you're able to talk about more things. So like for example, I'm actually live on YouTube. I would just say it's harder to grow on YouTube. That's something that I actually more excited about with growing, to be honest. But I would just say subscribe to my YouTube, and I do post out short form content on YouTube, and I post out long form content. And I talk about the days I trade live, all of that. It's way more better. But here goes Thursday. This would have been a good day, but what I was actually comparing was the loss, guys. A lot of things, what you guys need to realize is if you're losing more money than you're making, even if you're winning more times than you're losing, you're still going to be unprofitable. You want to make sure your losses are really minimum. Look how short this loss is, and look how huge this win is. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. What's your YouTube? I can't drop a link on TikTok, but just click my profile, and what you can do is I have a link tree, and you can just go to my YouTube, and it'll be more better. You'll be able to see the screen a little bit more better too, as well. And I also got so much information on my YouTube. I've been trading for going to be 3 years soon, so um I just started like posting on social media last year. So I got so much information, even from last year. That information is so valuable. But get it while I'm still a small creator because I'm probably not gonna be. I'm not gonna stop posting. So one day I'm gonna be pretty big. It's gonna be pretty hard to make individual videos, but I will always say like the first videos that I made is always gonna be the best videos that I made. But and when I say best, I'm not talking about entertainment. I'm talking about just pure information because that's what you guys are here for. You guys want to learn, and I like to teach, so it's like kind of pretty good. But here go a win right here. What we're gonna do here? If this goes up $6, I mark it as two. This is 650 all the way to 654. So we're just gonna do a one. So as you see, we did the entire month. There's no faking this. There is absolutely no faking this. Friday, obviously, I don't trade. So how many? We're gonna count how many check marks we got, and we're gonna count how many X's we got, and you guys are gonna see why I'm profitable. So Monday, no trade. Tuesday, there was actually a trade. Why did I mark this? Tuesday, as you see, yeah, there was a trade right here. So we're gonna mark this. So this is gonna be our first win. Our first win right here. So this is one win. 1 out of 1. Then 2, 3. Here go another one. So this is 3 out of 3. Why am I not marking these days? 3 out of 3. 4 out of 4. So the first week would have been 100% win rate. So 4 out of 4. Then we go 5 out of 5. Check mark right here. 6, 7. 7 out of 7. Well, yeah, 7 out of 7. No trade. 7 out of 8, which is an X. 7 out of 8. Then keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. 7 out of 8. That's a Friday. 7 out of 8. 7 out of 8. 7 out of 8. 7. 8 out of 9. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 11. 9 out of 11. Then right here will be 10 out of 12. All right, so 10 out of 12. So we won 10 times and we lost 2 times. So if we just go on a calculator. What did I say? I said 11. Wait, 10 out of 12. 11 out of 10. No, 10 out of 12. I said 10 out of 12, right? Did I say 10 out of 12, chat? I said 10 out of 12. Did I say 10 out of 12? You guys probably forgot too, huh? We're just going to say 10 out of 12, right? So out of 10 wins divided by 12, I'm pretty sure. That's an 83 win percentage right there. 83 win percentage. Come on, chat. Come on, chat. That's really good. So, yeah, I would say that's really, really good. Like, one thing that I do like about it is, like, you got to be consistent. I'm telling you guys, like, you guys got to be consistent in that type of aspect. 83 win percentage. There's no faking it. 83 win percentage. But I'm about to get off a live because TikTok basically want me to get off a live, so I have to basically like listen to it. Or like if I just stay on live, I'm gonna end up with like 0 viewers because nobody else is gonna join. But shout out to all of the people who joined. Shout out to all of the people who liked. If you guys do want to join the Discord, you guys can join for free. You can guys get a feel for what's in the Discord. It's actually in my bio. If you guys want to just consume more content, more information, you guys can go to my YouTube. I wouldn't recommend just scrolling, to be honest. It's really addicting, and like typically when you scroll, it's made for you to just keep on just scrolling, 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 and you're not gonna really learn much, to be honest. You're just gonna see more than learn. But yeah, chat. I see you guys probably tomorrow. I'll go live tomorrow around the same time, and hopefully TikTok don't like be a punk and kick me. But peace out, guys. I see you guys later, and peace. Okay. Now it's pretty awkward for YouTube. Is anybody on YouTube? Nope. Oh, shout out to the person who joined on YouTube. All right, guys. I see